Yo, how y'all doing? What's up? Let me know how everything sounds. I know I said it on every single stream, but I'm always nervous that something's gonna be too loud or that you can't hear the music or whatever, because I've done entire streams and then watched it back and then it just sounds awful. So just want to make sure that everything sounds good. But let me know how you guys are doing in the chat. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of Star Wars stuff, some non-Star Wars stuff. What's up, Hoyt Gardner? Thank you for coming. But, oh damn, 16 people in here already. I appreciate y'all for coming. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Like I said, a lot of non-Star Wars stuff, a lot of Star Wars stuff. And if you got anything you want me to talk about, you can leave it in the chat. What's up, Smiley Gamer? How you doing? Yeah, we'll definitely get into the title of the stream as well, obviously, because some stuff's been going on. I got people in my Discord. If you're here from the Discord, got people in my Discord was asking about it earlier, and I didn't respond because I'm posting a video on it later today. That's gonna be super in depth, and we're always gonna talk about it on the stream. I don't know, what do you, I'm here for a second, but she's over, and you are so inconsistent. What does that even mean? How am I inconsistent? It's not like I'm trying to push a narrative. I'm just reporting on what I hear. This isn't like, obviously I have certain opinions, but I'm not going to not report certain news just because it doesn't fit my narrative or my opinions. I'm gonna just talk about whatever comes up that day. I'm not like, this isn't like I'm only gonna report one side of the news. No, I'm gonna tell you every single side. Everything that I hear, I'm gonna tell you and give my opinions on it. KK just got what she wants. Kind of, bro. That's what the KK worshippers are thinking. That's what a lot of people are thinking too. But talk about it in a minute. I'm not so sure. But I appreciate everybody for coming so fast to the stream. We've only been streaming 2 minutes. Already got 30 people in here. I really appreciate it. If y'all could please leave a like on the stream. It really does help it push it in the algorithm and all that good stuff. I really appreciate y'all for being here. We're gonna get into the news in 1 second, but on these morning streams, I do like to just kind of chill for a good amount of time and then just talk to the chat, just see what's up with the chat, because I don't really get to talk on like when I'm streaming with other people on the stream, I don't really get to talk to the chat all that much. So kind of just want to chill and talk to people for a minute, and then we're gonna get into a bunch of news. Got a lot of news to talk about. What's up, Dark Structure? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Scott? Appreciate it all for being here. Like I said, one last time, please leave a like on the stream. It really does help out a lot. But we could jump into the first news real quick, if y'all want. Let's see. I kind of want to save that for last. Honestly, let's talk about the Sebastian Stan thing first. What's up, Glitchy Gaming? We'll talk. Look, it's not as bad as it sounds, okay? It's not as bad as it sounds. I'll explain everything, but it's really just like these worshippers, these Kathleen Kennedy worshippers, these Star Wars explained disciples take every single little thing that goes their way and they spin it to be the best thing that's ever happened to them in their entire life. And it's not that good. Who's Sebastian? Sebastian Stan. Let's see. Thank you for your content. Thank you for watching the content, man. I really appreciate it. Glad to be here. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Sam, man? What's up, Glitchy Gaming? Yeah, who's Sebastian? It's Sebastian Stan, man. The guy that played Winter Soldier in Marvel. What's up, Emperor Sheev? Best source for Star Wars Disney news? Are you asking who it is, or are you telling me that I am? Because I'd really appreciate it if you're telling me I am. But if you're asking, I don't really know. Honestly, we're gonna save the Sebastian stuff You don't know who Winter Soldier is in Marvel? Damn, bro. But let's save the Sebastian stuff for now. Let's talk about some Star Wars stuff first. Here we go. So Dave Filoni was kind of talking to the Star Wars fans. Also, let me know in the chat if the music's too loud or whatever, because it sounds kind of loud to me, but usually it's a lot louder for me than it is for y'all. But Dave Filoni was talking to some Star Wars fans, or talking to someone else kind of directed at Star Wars fans, and he was talking about the Clone Wars, and the fans talking about they want him to save the Clone Wars, to continue the Clone Wars, which I don't really understand how you can continue the Clone Wars at this point. It's kind of over, but fans are apparently still wanting him to continue the Clone Wars, even though that's kind of what the Bad Batch was. And he kind of responded to fans, and this is why I think John and Dave are so great. There's obviously multiple reasons, and I'll talk about them a little bit later, but I think a huge reason why John and Dave are so successful, why they're so loved by the fans, is for this reason right here. And I'm going to talk about why this isn't the only time that they've done this. This isn't the only time that they've shown these traits. So it says Star Wars guru and Lucasfilm executive creative director Dave Filoni has long played a role in the trajectory of the Star Wars universe, from working alongside Star Wars creator George Lucas on Star Wars The Clone Wars, blah blah blah. This is why many fans were upset when Filoni's hit animated series Clone Wars, which introduced Star Wars viewers to Anakin Skywalker's Padawan Ahsoka Tano, now a fan favorite, ended after 7 seasons. And if you remember back when Ahsoka first came out, everyone hated him. Everyone hated her. Like, it was kind of the general consensus that she was a bad character, and she was annoying. Like, let's be real. She was very annoying. Fortunately, Filoni is answering fans' call to save Clone Wars, specifically with his newest animated series, The Bad Batch. A recent podcast episode shared a quote from Filoni about the Clone Wars spin-off series. This is a response to you guys, the fans. We were creating so much content for Star Wars The Clone Wars, and when we finished the series, you guys just kept saying, we want more, save the Clone Wars. And I hear you. You see, this is why John and Dave are so successful, why people love them so much, because they're listening to the fans. They made The Bad Batch, and while it's, you know, I'm not really loving The Bad Batch too much, like, and a lot of people aren't really liking The Bad Batch too much, but they made it for the fans. They made it for us because we wanted it, and it's not even like it's the biggest, like, it's not even a money grab. Like, the Bad Batch isn't gonna make them a ton of money. It isn't like the Skywalker Saga, where you can just slap the Star Wars name on it, slap the Skywalker Saga logo on it, and you make money. The Bad Batch probably isn't making them too much money. It's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, because we all know now that Dave Filoni has, you know, executive creative control. He's the executive creative director now. So he can kind of, I'm sure he doesn't have the final say, but I'm sure he has a lot of say in what shows are created, which movies are created, what shows see the light of day, all that stuff. And he put this show out there because he knows the Clone Wars is his creation. The Clone Wars is his baby. And he knows that if he's not going to make the Clone Wars, then nobody will. So he knows that the fans want the Clone Wars extremely bad. And that's the only reason why he made it. And I'm sure that he's a fan of the Clone Wars as well. Like, I'm sure that he wanted to continue the Clone Wars season, or the Clone Wars series, the Clone Wars story with the Bad Batch. So I'm sure it's not only just the fans. I'm sure that he also had some stake in that as well. But the fact that he says, this is for you. We were creating so much content for Star Wars Clone Wars, and when we finished the series, you guys just kept saying, we want more, and I hear you. That's why they're so successful. And this isn't the only time that they've done this. This isn't the only time that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done this. They always do this. They're always listening to the fans. And Jon Favreau has said that in the past, and I'll show you that in a second. Although the podcast host did not detail exactly when Filoni made this statement, it's clear that he is dedicated to giving the Star Wars fan community more of what they want. This has been proven in every project he has a hand in, from Ahsoka returning in Star Wars Rebels to the reintroduction of Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker in the season 2 finale. That's 100% true. The only reason, let's be real, Luke didn't have to show up in that moment. Any Jedi could have shown up. We could have had Ahsoka. They could have made a new Jedi. It didn't matter. But they gave us Luke because it's a very good storytelling decision, for one. But also, they know that the fans went through some stuff with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. They know that. The entire sequel trilogy, really. They know that the fans were hurt, or a lot of them anyway. Some people liked it. That's fine. Like, that's totally fine. I'm not even a big sequel hater myself. But a lot of fans were hurt. And bringing Luke back into that moment, not only does it make the fans that were hurt from the sequel trilogy feel better about Luke and feel better about Star Wars in general, but it's also going to make the people who liked Luke in the sequel trilogy like Luke even more. It's not going to take away from Luke at all to the people that loved Luke in the sequel trilogy. It's not going to affect them, or if it does affect them, it's going to affect them positively. So that was a genius decision, not only in the story, like in the storytelling aspect. It's not too much of a genius decision, right? It's a decision that they made. It doesn't really matter that much. It could have been anyone, but in terms of the fans and listening to the fans, having their finger on the pulse of the fandom, they're so good at that, and that's why Luke was there. There's really no other reason for it. But as Clone Force 99 has learned over 4 episodes so far, Governor Tarkin and other Imperial officers, including their very own Crosshair, don't have much tolerance for the defective clones, so they're just kind of going to talk about the Bad Batch and the rest of this article. But I really just want to talk about how Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau just listen to the fans, man. And this is what Jon Favreau says here as well. The Mandalorian Favreau explains why creators must listen to fans. Like, come on, this is why they're so successful. You don't really see many creators saying this stuff. Like, they say it every once in a while. But Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni really live it. You can see it in their content. You can just see it. Every time you watch The Mandalorian or The Clone Wars, you can just see, not only do they listen to the fans, it's been said so many times, but not only do they listen to the fans, but they are fans themselves. As Favreau, is this a little too small? I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Hopefully that's better. Look, he says right here, you have to listen. It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. You have to feel the energy of the audience, but when you come from comedy, and when I was doing improv back in Chicago, that's it. You have to read the room, you have to feel the room, you have to be in the community with the audience and be a part of it. It's right there, man. That's why their content is so good. Because like I said, not only do they listen to the fans intently, they listen to the fans extremely closely, but they are fans themselves. Like, they're a part of that voice as well. And dude, you don't even need them to tell you that. Like, you can just watch the Making of the Mandalorian documentary, whatever that thing was called, and you can just tell they're fans. They're just having so much fun on the set. Like, you have Jon Favreau saying like wild, outlandish ideas, and Dave Filoni sometimes holding him back like, no, dude, that doesn't make any sense. And then sometimes Dave Filoni's saying the wild, outlandish stuff, and Jon Favreau's like, dude, come on, we can't do that. Like, they're just having so much fun. It's so fun to watch, and I would love to be a part of that, dude. I would love to be on that set creating Star Wars content one day. That'd be amazing. Camera's looking real bad right now, I'm not gonna lie. Let me see if I can fix it. Alright. Yeah, what do you guys think about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, the way they listen to the fans? Do you think that's what makes them great, or do you think it's something else? Because I believe that's probably number one. There's a lot of things that they do that I've said a million times that I don't even want to go into. There's a lot of, like, you can really like just listen to every single little thing that they say, which I do intently. I listen to them, and you can just hear the way they talk about Star Wars. It's just, I don't know, man. They're perfect for Star Wars. They really are. What is this title? I'll go over it in 1 second, man. That's the next story we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk to the chat for a little bit real quick, and then we're going to go over it. But yeah, I will post highlights of this, Scott, for sure. I appreciate you for coming, by the way. It's all good, man. I will definitely post highlights of this. What's good, Ian? My bad. But look, we got 58 people in the chat right now. I really appreciate it if you all hit the like button. It really does help out a lot. Let's see. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. How you doing? Let's see. Fandom makes the franchise money. If we don't like it, they don't make that money. Exactly. And Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, not only do they understand the money part, they not only understand that fandom makes them money, the people that they're listening to makes them money, but they just like making good content at the same time. So yeah, man. Let's see. I know some people were talking about the Bad Batch earlier. Omega is great. That's so funny, dude. We have somebody saying Omega is so annoying right under somebody says Omega is great. That's kind of just sums up the Star Wars fandom right there. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even watching the last couple episodes of the Bad Batch. I got extremely bored with it. It's not like I'm mad or like boycotting it or anything like that. It's just kind of like I'm just kind of, you know, got bored. But as soon as I hear like a really good review for one of the episodes, I'll definitely be back in and I'll binge them. Talk about this Kathleen Kennedy stuff in 1 second though. Kind of want to just talk to the chat for a little bit. I'm still, dude, I know it's like 1 p.m. Central, but I'm still kind of waking up a little bit. Let's see. Really like the last episode of Bad Batch. Yeah, I heard some people like it, but I don't know, man. It's really just not. It's not hitting for me. I don't know why. Yeah, you think that's what makes them amazing? Me too. Listening to the fans is the key to success. 100%, dude. It's really so simple. Just listen to the fans. The fans are what's gonna, you know, pay for your content and make you money. Simple as that. If you listen to the fans, it's kind of hard to make bad content if you have talented filmmakers. How many episodes in Bad Batch in total? I believe it's at least 16. I think we have at least 16 episodes confirmed, but wake and bake. Not today, man. Not today. Can't be doing that every day. That means you missed the baby Rancor. Yeah, I heard about it, and I mean I've seen it. I just kind of lost interest, man. Like, I don't know. I hate forcing myself to watch stuff, especially Star Wars stuff, because I want to be in the mood to enjoy it when I watch it. And I'm just not in the mood to watch Bad Batch right now. But as soon as I hear like an episode like blows everyone's minds, because I know it's coming. Like, come on, it's Dave Filoni. It'll eventually happen. It might be not until the last 2 episodes of the season, but it'll eventually happen. Something big is gonna happen in this show eventually. And whenever that happens, I'll binge the rest of the episodes and watch those episodes. Just waiting on it though. Yeah, 16 episodes. Where do you think the line should be when listening to the fans and letting fans have complete control as a creator? Well, when you start listening to the fans that much, it's very dangerous. Like, the fans sometimes have a little bit too much power. Like, I hate to be that guy, but when you have stuff like the Sonic thing was cool, right? Like, whenever they released the Sonic trailer, Sonic looked horrible. The fans were really mad at it, and then they immediately changed it. That's fine, right? But that's a slippery slope. That's a very slippery slope, because like, and then you have the Snyder Cut thing, which is cool. Like, I want to see, you know, let all the fans have their own movie. Let every single director's cut come out. I want to see them all. But when you start giving fans that power, they start expecting it for every single project. They start expecting to have every single director's cut ever released just because they put the hashtag on Twitter. So it's like, it's a very slippery slope. But yeah, I don't think that fans should have executive control, but I think that they should be listened to because they make you money at the end of the day. But yeah, a lot of these like release the blank cut movements, they can be a little toxic. I'm not even talking about the people. I'm just talking about the actual movements themselves can be a little toxic sometimes. I don't think that the Snyder Cut movement was that toxic, but I think that it can give fans a false sense of hope sometimes. Timothy Monahan sends in $5. I really appreciate that, man. Keep up the good work. Your channel is awesome. Can't wait till Kathleen Kennedy is gone and not destroying Star Wars anymore. Me too, man. But the thing is, when Kathleen leaves, there's still going to be like a lot of Kathleen worshippers, a lot of Kathleen disciples left over. Hopefully it happens soon though, because we got to start somewhere. She's got to go. And we got some news to talk about. Like obviously the title of the video. We got some news to talk about with Kathleen. And a lot of Kathleen fans. A lot of Kathleen fans on Twitter, which I don't even understand how you're a Kathleen Kennedy fan. Like, let's be real. Even if you love the sequel trilogy, you gotta at least recognize that it's a missed opportunity. It could have been better, you know? So whatever. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like those people are lying. I feel like those people just want attention, or they want to play into their fan base really hard. But a lot of Kathleen Kennedy worshippers on Twitter were very excited about the news that we got the other day. Oh man. And I recorded a video for it. I'm posted later on, and I actually had a lot of fun recording that video. I love whenever one side of an argument is dead wrong and they're extremely excited to be dead wrong. I love that. I love being able to press record knowing that they look like morons. I really appreciate that though, Timothy. Thank you a lot, man. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Do you watch anything other than Star Wars? Yeah, I watch a lot of stuff, man. I would say that my favorite show that I watched recently was Invincible. Dude, I'm obsessed with Invincible. I'm not gonna lie. Invincible is an amazing show. Wasn't perfect, but not many shows are. But yeah, man, a lot of my favorite movies and a lot of my favorite shows are non-Star Wars stuff. Like Last Kingdom on Netflix, one of my favorite shows of all time, man. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, what, Last Kingdom? But yeah, I really love Last Kingdom a lot. And I'm really mad because they just announced that this next season will be the last season. Hopefully Netflix sells it to someone else and they can continue the story, because that story, I don't know, man, I love it. I hope it keeps going forever. But yeah, a lot of my favorite movies actually are Christopher Nolan movies and like sci-fi thriller type like, yeah. I'm gonna say something that everybody's gonna be really mad at, but Looper is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, Rian Johnson, but that's true, man. I love those type of movies. Christopher Nolan. Yes, dude, get back in The Last Kingdom. It's amazing. They should have given us The Old Republic. I don't know why they didn't. That would have been hot. They're going to give it to us, man. They're 100% going to give it to us. Invincible is great. Dude, I want to start an Invincible podcast. I don't know if you guys watch the Lost Jedi podcast. Some of those guys might be in here right now. But shout out to A Common Idiot and ABJ. We're supposed to start an Invincible podcast on A Common Idiot's channel. But I don't know what happened, dude. I can't wait. I just want to talk about Invincible. Do I like Blade Runner? I do like Blade Runner. I wouldn't say it's one of like my favorites of all time, but I do like Blade Runner, yeah. I actually like the old one and the new one. A lot of people don't like the new one, but I like it. It's pretty good. Netflix has some dope originals. Yeah, Last Kingdom isn't necessarily a Netflix original. It started off somewhere else. And then Netflix, like, they canceled it, dude. Networks are really dumb sometimes, but they canceled Last Kingdom. Netflix bought it, and they continued the story. And Netflix usually doesn't go over 3 seasons with their shows. Like, that's usually, like, their template. They usually, like, only go 3 seasons and then put it into it. I was hoping that Last Kingdom will be an anomaly, because this is going to be their 5th season. And 5th or 6th season, one of those. So I thought that maybe they could go for, like, 7, 8, but no. They're ending it. What happened with Kathleen? We'll talk about that in 1 second. Just want to talk to chat for a little bit before we get into that, because I'm gonna go for about an hour, and we got a good amount of time left. But we'll get into that in 1 second for sure. Most KK fans on Twitter are either political activists or bots who repeat the same tweets. Most fans who like the sequel trilogy probably don't even know who KK is. Probably. I don't know. I just have a hard time reasoning with those people, like trying to see how they think. I just don't understand, like, what has Kathleen Kennedy done? Like, you can obviously see what Kevin Feige has done for Marvel. He has been the George Lucas of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, he has been the man with the vision. Kathleen Kennedy hasn't been that, and in fact, she's been the complete opposite. Like, even J.J. Abrams came out recently and said that they should have had a plan for the sequels, if JJ is talking about that, if the writers are talking about that, Colin Trevorrow, then who is the person that doesn't want the plant? It's supposed to be Kathleen, but she's not capable. Like, it is what it is. She's just not capable. Invincible was good. Be tough to do a podcast when you drop the full season at one shot. Yeah, I think we're gonna do probably like episode by episode. I mean, I don't even know. We haven't even talked about it that deep, but I think we're gonna do kind of like an episode by episode breakdown, or maybe like 2 episodes at a time or something like that. Warrior, The Boys are awesome. I haven't seen Warrior. I don't know what that is, but yeah, The Boys is great. A lot of people complain about wokeness in The Boys, and it's there a little bit, man, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's in everything. So are you just never gonna enjoy another piece of content, or are you gonna be able to see past the little bits of wokeness that are sprinkled in here and there in every piece of content? Like, we gotta, I don't know, man. It's either you're gonna compromise to it. Like, I'm not gonna compromise everything. Like, if you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. So I'm not gonna compromise. I'm not gonna stand for everything, or I'm not gonna tolerate everything. But I'm gonna compromise on some stuff just so I'm able to enjoy some content every once in a while. Like, let me enjoy some stuff. Cobra Kai is probably my favorite show to come on from Netflix. Yeah, Artificial. We were just talking about Invincible. I love Invincible. Like, that's probably my favorite show that I've watched in the last year, other than Last Kingdom, which I think it's probably been over a year since the last season of Last Kingdom came out. So yeah, I would say Invincible is probably my favorite show in the last year. What's this about KK? We'll talk about that in 1 second. I feel like once I talk about it, it's just gonna be like, everybody's gonna be coming in here and asking about it, and I'm gonna have to like re-summarize it over and over again. But we'll talk about it in 1 second, man. Yeah, it's in everything. Exactly, man. It's in everything, but you prefer when they don't highlight it. Exactly. It is highlighted a little bit in The Boys, though. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. Warrior Nuns is something that I got a kick out of. Yeah. If you're talking about in Last Kingdom, then that's definitely in Last Kingdom. Or is that a different show? Warrior Nuns. I don't know. The War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix did make me want to check out Beast Wars. I never even saw that. I don't even know what that is. But look, we're about to get into this Kathleen Kennedy stuff. 1 second. Warrior is based off writing from Bruce Lee and produced by his daughter. If you love martial arts and a great storyline. Is that on Netflix? Because I'll definitely check that out. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool. I might check that out. Wish Into the Badlands got picked up by the... Dude, I heard good things about that, but I never actually watched it. We're gonna get... Let's talk about this Kathleen Kennedy stuff real quick. Let me just get everything pulled up. Might take me a second to get everything ready.
As a cinema goer, I'm one of those people that don't even read. So,
And it said, people have love. People are gonna.
I know y'all can hear this right now. I'm sorry.
People who go.
I'm just trying to find this video. All right, whatever. We'll just watch the YouTube version or Daily Motion, whatever. All right. She hasn't necessarily done anything herself, but I'll rather just show you than tell you. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this news, but I don't know if you've seen the reaction, and I feel like I have an interesting take that a lot of people aren't really talking about. Let's see. Here we go. Is that fitting okay? Yeah, it looks good. So I'm sure you all heard about this, or maybe you haven't heard about this, but John Boyega said Warrior Nun is what it's called. Okay, I might check that out. But John Boyega said he's open to returning to Star Wars if Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams are involved. So first off, shock value is there. Like, oh my God, John Boyega said he would return if Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams are involved. That's a huge win for Kathleen Kennedy, right? I'm open to the conversation, he said in a video clip. Man. And then my boy Power Memes. Anyway, here's John Boyega saying he's open to come back as long as it's with Kathy, the old crew, and maybe even JJ. Let me pause this music for a second so you can hear it if you haven't seen it yet. It's really quick.
That we help and we facilitate, you know, so whichever way, I'm open to the conversation as long as it's Kathy and JJ and maybe someone else, you know, if it's the team, then, you know, it's a no-brainer.
So face value, right? That seems really bad. That seems like John Boyega is saying that he loves Kathleen Kennedy. Like, that's really good for Kathleen Kennedy supporters. The fact that John Boyega referenced Kathleen and JJ and the team in his response implies that he would be interested in returning the franchise. They need to hire me as a proofreader. He would be interested in returning the franchise if it was with the people he felt most comfortable with working with. Boyega has since made distinct comments expressing his unhappiness with Finn's arc, specifically in correlation to the storylines. Okay. Exactly, Nick White. Exactly. Because the thing is, John Boyega does not care about the overall story of Star Wars. He doesn't care. This isn't him saying that Kathleen Kennedy is some brilliant filmmaker, that J.J. Abrams is some brilliant Star Wars storyteller. That's not what he's saying here. The only thing that John Boyega cares about, and rightfully so, I'm not saying anything bad about John Boyega here, I'm just stating facts. The only thing that John Boyega cares about is how his character, is how John Boyega is portrayed on screen. How much attention John Boyega is going to get from the content that he's in. So, John Boyega wasn't happy with the way Finn was handled. But in The Force Awakens, he was set up to be a Force user in my eyes. I think he was set up to be a Force user. He was at least set up to be a big part of the trilogy, like a main character, like top two, him and Rey. In the Last Jedi, that kind of went away. You know, he kind of wasn't a main character anymore. He went off on a little side mission. Obviously, he's not going to like Rian Johnson because all John Boyega cares about is being front and center, being the center of attention. So he doesn't mention Rian Johnson here because he wants Kathy and JJ involved. Kathleen Kennedy's always pushing John Boyega for obvious reasons. Because it fits into American politics to have minorities in your advertising. Now, I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy had some say in when they went to China, they took Finn out of the poster or shrunk him down to an ant. I don't know why John, whatever. I'm sure that John just wants to be front and center. He knows that J.J. Abrams, he knows that Kathleen Kennedy had that originally in their plan, and then they let Rian Johnson do his own thing with the second movie, and he didn't have it in his plan. But the reason why I know that John Boyega is extremely egotistical, and you have to be that successful in anything in life, really, you have to be that egotistical. Let's be real. Like, you gotta love yourself a little, like an unhealthy amount, and especially to be an actor, you got to. But watch this. And I posted a little clip from this on Twitter. Let me pause this music real quick. I posted a little clip from this on Twitter. It's actually pretty funny. Listen to what he has to say about Disney Plus, and I just feel like this is extremely disrespectful. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's really loud. Hold on.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me. I ain't getting no Disney Plus. I'm watching it though. But, you know, I'll stay in the feature films. As long as...
So, him saying that just proves that he is extremely egotistical and thinks very highly of himself, and rightfully so. I think he's a great actor. And you have to think, like I said, you have to be that egotistical if you're gonna be a A-list actor eventually. But him just saying that just proves how much he loves himself and how highly he thinks of himself. But also, that's extremely disrespectful, I think. To everyone that's working on Disney Plus projects, that's extremely disrespectful to Pedro Pascal and Carl Weathers, Rosario Dawson, to Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That's extremely disrespectful. Not to mention Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. They're both going to be on Disney Plus soon. Does John Boyega really think he's better than those two? That actually made me mad when I... This is old clip. This is an old clip. I think it was right after The Rise of Skywalker came out, or no, and this was for promotion for The Rise of Skywalker. But listen to what Daisy really has to say right here. This is actually really funny. I posted this clip on Twitter.
For it, then I'll come back.
They're talking about The Rise of Skywalker here, by the way.
217, take 9. I just don't know if anything could top this one. Honestly. Yeah.
Dude.
I think it's just a great story and a great close. And even though obviously the characters...
She's not even trying. She's not even trying to lie good. She can't even lie properly. That's like the worst attempt at trying to sell a movie that I've ever seen. But anyway, in conclusion to this entire thing, John Boyega does not care about the overall story of Star Wars. He doesn't care how good the Star Wars storytelling is done. He doesn't care that Kathleen Kennedy doesn't know how to tell a good story, that J.J. Abrams messed up Star Wars forever with The Rise of Skywalker. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. He only cares what he looks like on screen. And he knows that Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams wanted John Boyega, they wanted the Finn character, to be a main character. Rian Johnson didn't. Therefore, he wants J.J. and Kathleen to be the head of his projects. That he would come back if J.J. and Kathleen did his projects. That's it. It's not deeper than that. But it's great fuel for the KK worshippers on... That sounded really bad. The Kathleen Kennedy worshippers on Twitter to run with, you know? We got 74 people in the chat right now. I really appreciate everybody for coming. If y'all could please hit the like button, I really appreciate it. It does help out quite a bit. I just hit the wrong button on my thing, so I sent the wrong message. But I really appreciate it if you all hit the like button. And I also just appreciate y'all for being here. I'll put the link to my Twitter in the chat if you do want to follow me on Twitter. I don't know. I tweet some stuff sometimes. I don't know, man. Just follow me on Twitter. I tweet some funny stuff, I guess, sometimes. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm gonna read some chats now. We'll talk about a little bit more stories later on. Got a few more stories to talk about. Some Star Wars, some non-Star Wars stuff as well. It does not take much to scream Rey in 3 movies. Yeah, you're right. But I think he's a good actor, man. I actually have to be right back in like 2 seconds. I have to go do something really fast. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. I appreciate y'all for hitting the like button. Really do. Thank you, Lily and Outlaw of Tatooine. Really appreciate that. Would really like to see some Jedi training for Finn. Yeah, that would have been nice. It would have been nice just to see Finn do anything, because I really like John Boyega as an actor. And, I mean, he seems like a cool guy, you know? He seems like a cool guy. I think the actors and actresses from the last trilogy deserve another chance at Star Wars movies. They did good jobs with the acting. Dude, exactly. I think that the sequel trilogy actors were not the problem at all. I think they were great. Great cast. What's up, man? Let's see. Don't use Twitter anymore. That's all good. I don't blame you. I guess a little toxic at times, but I think it kind of just depends on who you surround yourself with. There's a lot of toxic people, especially in this little space that we're in. There's a lot of people out there that just like to look for negatives and everything. It's like, even when something, I don't know, like, they just love to look for negatives. Like, even with like Invincible, like they find things to complain about with Invincible, and I'm just like, I don't know. If you can't like Invincible and you don't like anything else, what can you like? They seem kind of like a lost cause at that point. I'm not saying Invincible is like the perfect show that everyone needs to like. I'm just saying, like, if you don't like anything and you don't like Invincible, because Invincible is not really like any other content that we've been getting lately. Old Republic show We're gonna get something like that soon. I think that 100% we are. Yep. The way it went for Finn, I just thought he would be Lando's son. I never really thought that, but that would make sense. I just love the idea of a stormtrooper going rogue and ending up being force sensitive. Like, that would be so cool, dude. You know what's crazy? My top pick for a director for a Star Wars movie. I've always wanted Taika Waititi to do a Star Wars movie, and a lot of people hate that idea, and I understand why. But I think that he showed with The Mandalorian. He did he do the finale, or did he do the episode 7 of season 1? I always forget. I think he did a finale. But I think he proved with The Mandalorian that he can do Star Wars, and he can be serious and also throw in his little Taika Waititi humor as well. He's one of my favorite directors, though, so I always wanted him to do a Star Wars movie. So that Investor Day, well, I think they announced that actually on May 4th. But those announcements that they made with the Taika show and then the Kenobi show bringing back Hayden as Anakin or Darth Vader, that was probably the most excited I've ever been as a Star Wars fan. That was just like back to back announcements. Like, we got the Filoniverse was pretty much straight up announced to us with the Ahsoka show, and then Rangers, which I really didn't care about Rangers too much. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not upset about that show not being in development. I never cared about that show at all. Go watch Cobra Kai. I've watched Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai. It's amazing. Isn't a new season coming out pretty soon? Okay, he did the finale of season 1. Yeah, he did a great job in that episode. Because he was very serious, but also when his humor was there, it was good humor. Like, it really hit. I think it was great. Do you like anime with robots in them? I'm not a really big anime guy. Not gonna lie. I know that's blasphemous, but I try it. Like, all my friends watch it. Like, literally every single one of my friends watch anime religiously, and I've tried over and over, and I just, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I just haven't watched the right ones, but yeah, the Lando show that nobody wants, exactly. Rangers and Lando, and honestly Andor as well. I'm just kind of like, why? Like, why are you making that? Yeah, season 4 of Cobra Kai is coming soon. I'm really excited for that. What do you mean, Blaze? Feels like Filoni had to simp to not get fired for creative differences. What do you mean? An idea that people would hate on the spot. Oh, Ryan Reynolds doing a Star Wars movie? Yeah, I do hate that on the spot. I bet the Boba Fett movie they wanted to make as the Book of Boba, probably. I would assume they've already done that with the Kenobi show. I mean, it's kind of a totally different story now because they scrapped the script, but the Kenobi show was supposed to be either a movie or a trilogy. I think it was a trilogy, actually. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Bad Batch, Chase. I'm not really feeling it too much. I'm not gonna lie. I have stopped watching the last couple episodes, and I'm just I'm just waiting on like a really good episode review to get back into it, and I'll just binge it all at that point. But like, because at this point, I think everyone's kind of banking on some episodes just having. Honestly, we're probably just banking on the last few episodes just being really big, being really good. And if that doesn't happen, I really don't want to waste my time in watching this entire series if that doesn't happen. So I'm waiting on that to happen. And once that does happen, which it probably will because it's Dave Filoni, once that does happen, then I'll binge it all. But I'll say, I really liked the first episode. The only complaint I had with the first episode was the voice of Caleb Doom. Like, dude, what were they thinking with that? That was horrible. Freeman says, I care about the Rangers show. It could have given us an explanation for how the New Republic fell so easily to the First Order. It could have, yeah, but they could also do that very quickly in a different show. I don't know. I just didn't really have any interest in it. Anime is weird. You just need to find the right one that pulls you into the anime realm, whether you're ready for it or not. Game of Thrones did that to me when I realized what all was going on. Yeah. I don't know. I've tried. This music is like so loud, dude. Come on. I've tried so many different anime, but I don't know. Just can't get into it. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying until it happens, but I don't know. Let's see. Rogue One was the only Disney Star Wars movie I liked, so looking forward to Andor. Yeah, I was gonna say about Andor. I think I kind of like lost my train of thought with that, but Andor, out of all the shows that I couldn't really understand them announcing, Andor was the one that I could understand the most, and it's the one that I can look forward to the most. When it comes to like Rangers, I just didn't care. When it comes to the Lando show, I just don't care. I mean, they could make the Lando show interesting, but I don't know. I just don't care. Let's see. Dave always starts out slow, but at least he has a plan and always delivers, unlike KK in the sequel trilogy. Yeah, I mean, he does know how to tell a good story, but his animated shows always have honestly, The Mandalorian has a lot of filler too. I don't know if y'all ready for that discussion, but The Mandalorian has a lot of filler, and I think it's a lot more unacceptable in The Mandalorian than it is in shows like The Bad Batch or The Clone Wars. Because I feel like with The Bad Batch, like I said, we have at least 16 episodes confirmed. But for The Mandalorian, we have 8 episodes, and they're 30 minutes apiece. It's like, I'm gonna wait an entire week for a Mandalorian episode, and when it comes out, it's just gonna be about them running from a giant spider. I'm not gonna be too happy about it. Pisses me off. But whenever Mando's over, I'm always looking forward to the next season. I think Daniel Logan, the guy who plays young Boba, will be in the Book of Boba Fett in a flashback scene showing him learning the ways of a bounty hunter. So that's who played... You talking about who played young Boba in the prequels? My boys like their anime too. Like it's the only thing they watch. Yeah, same, man. Yeah. I never really watched any anime. Even Dragon Ball Z I never really watched. I don't know. I know I'm going to get into it eventually. I think less and less filler happens as the series goes. I hope so, man. But I want to talk about some other stuff. It's not necessarily Star Wars, but just real quick, just get everyone's opinions on some stuff. Dude, I just don't care about this. You can let me know in the chat if you care about it and why you care about it. But apparently, Disney developing Black Panther spin-off series for Denai Guerrera. I don't know. Guerrero, I think is how you say it. For Okoye. It's like, come on, man. I don't care. Like, Okoye is cool and all. In as a side character, like showing up every once in a while, doing something cool, and then getting off the screen. But are you serious? An entire spin-off show for Okoye? Like, what are they doing? And the sad part is, I would have faith in this show. I really would have faith in this show if I didn't just see Falcon and Winter Soldier be an awful show. Check out Castlevania on Netflix. All my friends tell me to watch that one too. I might actually check it out. I don't know, Darth. I feel like waiting a week for filler episodes in an animated show, for me, it's kind of more expected. You know? Yeah, I just don't care about this. Like, I just don't care. You can let me know if you think, like, obviously Giggles doesn't like it. It says Marvel with a puking face next to it. Marvel's going downhill right now. That's for sure. And what's crazy is as soon as I saw Endgame, I really liked Endgame. And, you know, this is before, like, I recognized the woke stuff in Endgame. But this is before I got really deep into, like, the agenda that Disney's pushing and all that stuff. I saw it. I just kind of looked past it and enjoyed the movie. I really liked it. But as soon as I got in the car with my friends after I saw that movie, the first thing I said was, that was great, but it's all downhill from here. You cannot top Endgame. That was the peak of Marvel. And we're seeing that now, man. It's all downhill. It's sad, but it is what it is. Like, they did great storytelling, in my opinion. A lot of people didn't like it. They had some great storytelling up until the point of Endgame, and now it's not gonna be that anymore. It is what it is. But this show is not it, man. This show is not. It's not what's gonna get me back into Marvel, dude. Black Panther was great, like, for so many different reasons. Black Panther, the score was so good. Ludwig is gonna be like the new age, like the Ludwig, I don't know how to say his last name, like Gordonson or whatever, but he did the Mandalorian score and he did the Black Panther score. He does a lot of scores, and he's kind of like he's, you can't call him the next like John Williams or the next Hans Zimmer or anything, because he's not like them at all. He's so unique in his style. So he's kind of like the new age of those guys. He's not like the next anyone. He's kind of just like the new age of, you know. Imagine if every single Star Wars fan around the world got together and made a pure George Lucas Star Wars. Now that would be a way to heal the fandom. Yeah, for sure. That's what me and ABJ are trying to do with our fan film. If we can get that done, it honestly just comes down to money. Like, we're not rich, so we got to find a way to get the money, which we're working on every day. We're actively working on that. But if we can get that done, man, I think it's gonna blow people's minds, because we're not gonna do it halfway. Like, we refuse to settle. We're either going to, we're just gonna have to wait. It's just gonna be patience, honestly. Like, we just gotta get that money. Try Attack on Titan. I know. Everybody tells me to try Attack on Titan too. 12 years with one main villain. Tough to repeat that with the boys team. Wait, what? Tough to repeat that with the boys team. Like the boys of the show? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, 12 years with one main villain. That's tough to do. And they pulled it off. Like, great. But yeah, Black Panther. Back when Black Panther came out, I wasn't even that big of a Marvel fan at all. I had seen, did Black Panther come out before Infinity War or after? I'm pretty sure it came out after Infinity War, right? Or no? Maybe not. But I had only seen like a few Marvel movies at that point. And Black Panther like really got me into Marvel. Like, Black Panther was really good. Oh, the plaque in the background, there's something called film cells. So like, you can see each movie poster from the first 6 Star Wars movies, and under each poster is a film, like a cell of film from the filming of the movie, like an actual film, like an actual cell of film from the filming of each movie. Pretty cool. You can get them on a website called filmcells.com, I think. And well, Freeman, you just can't profit off of it. That's the only thing. Like, you can't monetize it. You can make fan films, you just can't monetize it. But yeah, that's like the coolest like Star Wars memorabilia piece that I have is back there. Maybe I'll show off like each individual. Like, you can't really see the cells right now. There's a light behind it, but when I turn the light on, it kind of blows out the background, makes it all bright compared to me and stuff, and I just don't want to mess it up right now. But it's really cool. Maybe I'll show it off one day. The B team. Okay. Yeah, that's true. The B team. It's very hard to do that with the B team for sure. But I think we're going to end it here, man. We're going for almost an hour. I'm honestly really tired. I don't know why I'm so tired. Oh, which scenes? I actually got for Empire Strikes Back, I got the fight between Luke and Vader, like right before the I am your father moment. And that's really the only like super cool one that I got. I just know I wanted that one. Like that's one that I really wanted, because Empire is like top 2 Star Wars movie, and then I wanted a good one from Revenge of the Sith, and I know I got whenever Anakin leaves Obi-Wan for the last time as friends, so that's pretty cool. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. Revenge of the Sith always stays number 1. Other than that, it kind of like fluctuates. But Empire is usually number 2. I feel like Empire is just, I don't know. It's just too perfect. So basically, if you don't make money from fan films, you're good. Well, the thing is, you're also not supposed to crowdfund them, but a lot of people still do crowdfund them. And yeah, you just don't let them know. Like Theory tried to be the good guy, and he went out of his way to ask Lucasfilm directly if they were cool with him crowdfunding, and they said no. But what other people do is they just don't tell Lucasfilm that they're crowdfunding, and they usually just don't know, and they end up just making the film off crowdfunding. So you're not supposed to, but you can, and you're not supposed to make money off of it. Dude, the whole plaque is definitely worth it, even without that. Honestly, it's not even that expensive. Like, I forgot how much it was, but it's not like that's like really cool memorabilia to have cells of film from the filming of the movies. Like that's really cool. Unpopular opinion, but the prequel trilogy sucks. I mean, that's fine, but if the prequel trilogy didn't exist today, I probably wouldn't be that big of a Star Wars fan, for being real. The prequel trilogy is what I saw first, so. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is the best. I love dark movies. Me too, man. Me too. Oh, shout out to Lily, the legendary Super Saiyan. I found... thank you for the $2, by the way. I found an episode 2 Boba Fett figure in my house. Damn, that's cool. I didn't even know they had those. That's really cool. You should tweet or send me a picture of that in a DM or something. But I appreciate the $2. I really do. Thank you. Loopholes, yeah. I mean, it's not really a loophole. It's kind of just like, I don't know. It's kind of just not telling. Like, it's kind of asking for forgiveness and not permission type thing. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it here, guys. I really appreciate everybody for coming. We had a good amount of people here today, which, you know, YouTube has kind of been messing up lately, and you know, you see a lot of people complaining about it. It's pretty much everyone, like me, ABJ, Force of Light, Drunk 3PO, all of those people, you know, views are down right now. Like, YouTube as a platform is just down. Like, views across the platform are down because YouTube likes to mess with their algorithms for whatever reason, and they mess it up. It was from 2002, dude. That's so cool. I wish I had some of those. I know I got some from when I was a kid, like in storage somewhere. I don't know where they're at. I want to go find them. That's really cool though. But yeah, YouTube as a platform has been down, so it was good to see like a decent amount of people showed up today. I really appreciate y'all for coming. But before we get out of here, one last time, I'll plug my merch and my Twitter. I'll put the merch link in the chat. I do have some good, you know, some pretty cool shirts in there. Thank you, Outlaw of Tatooine. I appreciate you for coming, man. I really do. There's the merch store. I'll put the Twitter link in there as well. And if you could please leave a like on the stream, all that good stuff. I'll post a video probably in about an hour. Oh, what's up? What's up, Jay? Damn, bro. You say your name and you just pop up. I appreciate y'all for coming. Shout out to Jay. Everybody go subscribe to Drunk 3PO. I wonder if Freeman knew that you were in here when he said that. That's funny.